What's up everyone? In this video I will show you how to play P0 Artanis. So basically the power of P0 Artanis lies in unlock maximum supply, Guardian Shell, powerful top bars, and his specialized units. And you need to take advantage of those units. So first we will talk about theory and then we will go into action. Zealots with their spin deal AoE damage, which is great against a lot of small units like Marines and Zerglings. Dragoons deal more damage against armored, so great against everything that is armored. This means objectives. This means like enemy air threats. They also attack air and they have very long range. And they're actually good enough to just mess in a lot of situations. So if you are not sure what to build, Dragoons are a safe bet. High Templars deal a lot of AoE damage, and with its upgrade, they can also heal your units. Archons, the same thing, but they cost more, but they also have basic attack, which chains. Immortals, they deal a lot of armor damage, kind of like Dragon Wounds, but they deal even more. They are more armored, but they don't attack air. So if you want to build Immortals, you still need some anti-air. Observer, Great Detector, it's slow so that if you aim move, it doesn't just die. It's also cloaked, so it doesn't die as easily. And yeah, it has very low health, but thanks to Guardian Shell, it doesn't die immediately, so that's nice. Phoenix is very important unit for you. If enemy has a lot of dangerous ground units, you can just use Phoenixes, you can lift them up. Like if enemy is like mech terrain and it is like a lot of siege tanks, you can just lift them up and then come in with your army, which will make it much easier. Also, if enemy has reavers, just pick up the reavers and it will be much easier. This is very key unit. Also decent against air, but not great. But it's very fast unit, and especially the graviton being able to pick up 2 units is great. Reavers, it is AoE unit. It's not great with AoE, but it is a passive AoE unit. You can just add it into a lot of ground compositions and it will deal AoE. It also has high single target. So if enemy has a lot of single target threats like hybrids, for example, this will kind of decimate them. Tempests are great at attacking fortified positions because the enemies don't attack you, they just stand there, and Tempest can deal damage from long range. And yeah, they just outrange them. It's very easy playstyle. However, they have quite low DPS and they are at the very end of the tech tree. So if you are quote-unquote rushing Tempest, you are not really getting anywhere soon, and Ally has to carry you in the early game. And let's be honest, even in the late game, because the Tempest DPS isn't that huge. But they are good addition if you have few of them. If you have like if you need more single target, Tempest are good addition. And with their what is called the disintegration ability, you can add in some additional single target DPS. So yeah, there are multiple uses. Now let's talk about compositions. There are 2 units that Artanis can pretty much play always, and those are not always, but must them, and that is Dragoons and Immortals. Immortals are worse because they have lower range, so that means that a lot of them will just not attack. Also, they cannot shoot air, and this is the reason why many people play Dragoons. You can just mess Dragoons; they are able to attack everything, and their only weakness is the lack of splash. And you can either ignore it if the enemy has correct composition, or you can add in some additional units. The reason why it's so easy to build only them is because of their cost. They cost the perfect amount of minerals and gas combination that you always utilize everything to maximum, and you never feel like you need to spend extra minerals for zealots or extra gas for high templars. When we are already talking about it, if you go for the more gas heavy units like high templars, getting zealots makes sense because they cost only minerals. And on the other hand, if you go for a lot of zealots, you need to take advantage of the gas, and high templars are a great gas sink. Those then are those kind of cost neutral units like Immortal Dragoons. Then we have phoenixes, which are more gas heavy, but they are still kind of costly on minerals a bit. Tempests have the same composition as phoenixes, which means that you can build a lot of them, but then you need to supplement with zealots. And rivers, they cost a lot of gas. However, you don't really want to build zealots because rivers do pretty much the same thing as zealots do. But zealots die. So, what is the main advantage of rivers? They do not die. So, even though that they force you to go more gas heavy, meaning for like you could have like 4 dragoons when it comes to gas cost instead of 1 river, and a lot of the time it's just easier and better to go for 4 dragoons. However, if you really need the AoE or the single target, the rivers is a unit that just doesn't die and it just keeps working. So it's better to add in some zealots instead of the dragoons with rivers, and yeah, eventually the zealots will die, but the rivers will stay, and you will have solid AoE unit within your army. Now, when it comes to more advanced compositions, you could use High Templars to take energy from the like powerful hybrids with the powerful spells. If you see the powerful hybrid with powerful spells, it's always worth it to warp in 1 High Templar. Sometimes I build just one more, like only build the Templar Archive to be able to warp in the High Templar and destroy his energy, because his spells are like huge. It's worth it if you have the APM to take advantage of that. So one of the compositions I like going for is Zealot, Dragoon, Immortal, Phoenix, River, which seems like a kind of heavy composition, and sometimes I don't use all of those. But Dragoons are solid anti-air choice and anti-armor choice. Zealots are there for the tanking and dealing AoE damage. Immortals are even better, like anti-armored ground choice, but they don't shoot up, so it's kind of like Dragoons, but they have less range and they don't shoot up, but they are more of a frontline unit. And then we have Phoenix to deal with the dangerous ground units like siege tanks and disruptors, and reavers also. Yeah, and the units that I don't usually build are Tempests because they have quite low DPS, but I sometimes build them, but not as like main army, because they kind of like Dragoons. The projectile is slow, and they tend to all shoot at one target, which is terrible. So you don't really want to build army out of them unless you are sieging enemy base. But if you are attacking attack waves, Tempests just don't deal enough. So let's try a map. I will be solo, but I will not do any mutation. I've tried to do some mutations, but I'm just not able to right now. I'm just not perfect. I'm always playing with someone, and having to go solo is a mutation of itself, at least for me. It's much harder to go solo. So yeah, Shmilak. I will show P0 because it's the basic, and then you can build on top of that. If you like P3 for some reason, or P1, yes, that has its own upsides and downsides, but the P0 is the thing that you always start with, and then you build on top of that. If you think that the prestige is worth it. So, Artanis, I will play solo. I will choose P0. Those are my masteries. So, shield overcharge, because this is just too weak. I don't need warping speed because it doesn't last the whole game, and I'm using a lot of cooldown units, like Zealots are cooldown based units. Immortals also have cooldowns, Phoenixes have cooldowns, Reavers have cooldowns. So if you build mixed composition, going for cooldowns is, in my opinion, more worth it. Chrono boost efficiency is also pretty good. Okay. So when it comes to builds, I used to go a lot for one build, which seems very weird, so I will skip it.
Glad
And I'm not
here.
sure which one
Need
is
a little
better, so
help
I will just go
fulfilling a
for the
contract. Aim on shipping some nasty tech on
standard
board these
build.
trains. My
And
job
it's
is to
better
torch 'em,
in the early
but my
game,
guys are late to the
so
party.
I guess it's
Now,
safer.
I'm
to play
thinking
this
you'd
way.
like to see those trains go up in smoke too.
Okay, so you build gateway as soon as possible. You keep building probes with the increased chrono boost speed. You're gonna build a lot of them, and you want eventually to also get gas and keep building probes to get the mineral income up. And it matters a lot on mutations and enemy forms what will you build. But things like dragoons are always decent, at least in small numbers. Sometimes even in bigger numbers. It depends. Okay. So dragoons are great at destroying rocks. So I'm holding my charges and then I will build dragoons.
Shield overcharge available.
It was kind of perfect timing. So this seems like a pretty good build. We'll be able to just get enough early army and probes and everything to get the early expansion. But I also need some tech, so I will go for Dark Cyber for the Twilight Council. I will need units here. If you need to, you can use orbital strikes, and this will ensure that your trades are even more favorable. If you are with ally, there is not really a need to use them unless it's like hard mutation.
Got eyes on your objective. Blow up that train before it reaches its destination.
Going early for
It
a
is
shield
bearing towards
regen
an
is usually
evacuation
better,
fleet. We will need to intercept it.
because the units don't need to shoot over each other yet. They are so close to the fight that the range isn't really that noticeable. But the shield regen is. Okay, it's okay. Ground Zerg with a lot of tank units, so I will add immortals eventually.
Ready our defenses. Our foes are on the march. Main objective destroyed. Indeed, the enemy's plans have been thwarted for now.
We will need the... Oh, that was a mistake.
Input receipt awaiting instructions. Commencing. Research complete.
Okay, one more of this, one more of this, one more of this. And when you are done with the building probes, you can chrono boost the research structures.
Awaiting Zoc.
I'm utilizing orbital strikes as much as possible. to gain the advantage and to build that wall. It's important to build that wall. Okay, I will probably want some zealots eventually.
You got a train to catch, commanders. Don't want to miss it, do you?
And maybe I will also go for. Maybe this is too early, but it's also a good idea to go for rivers eventually.
I return to serve.
I will need more gateways. The reason why I go for exactly 2 forges is because I have two chrono boosts. That's why.
I feel
I think
your
third,
presence.
third forge would.
We shall serve forever.
Well, there are more reasons,
Yours
but
alone.
first it would reduce my army, my current army. And I want my current army to be big so that I win big.
Undara Manakai.
I will use this thing now.
Emergency shields. Forever. You have no
Then if
thanks.
my upgrades are not perfect, the downside is reduced. That's another reason.
Research complete.
Okay, I will go for those guys and those guys. You always need to supplement rivers with zealots, because rivers are that gas heavy.
My life for ire. Upgrade complete. A main objective has been destroyed. There was never a doubt.
And you always need to spend on
Our
minerals.
adversaries intend
It's
to
required.
eliminate us. Templar.
And your
greet
army
them
will
in
look like this.
kind.
Maybe some immortals, some rivers, some zealots, some dragoons. This is the balanced composition. And you will have AoE, you will have frontline. And the zealots will die. But your core army will grow. I will go for a splash and a number of rivers. And I see that I need one more gateway.
Here we go. Knock that train over and raise some hell.
And what you want to do is to get your red ball. The red ball needs to be considered out of great units. It needs to be great composition. But it also must not die. You need to go protect this composition. You need to build it solid and protect it. Yes, again using my top bar to protect my red ball. And to have as little losses as possible, because the more losses you have, the harder it is to
Got a
protect
train on that
additional
bottom track
units.
moving fast. Must be a priority shipment. Intercept it if you can.
So you want to
Main objective
always
destroyed.
win really
It is
hard.
not so simple to evade the
If you are
wrath
not
of
winning
the
hard,
Templar.
you might eventually be losing. If you ever see like difference between 4 stalkers versus 5 stalkers, you will see that the 5 stalkers, not only they win a little bit, they win significantly. And that's because small differences in those imbalances matter a lot. I could potentially also go for Phoenixes, but I will not. I would go if enemy had lurkers, but in this case it doesn't seem required.
Upgrade complete.
But if enemy had lurkers, I would go for it.
The enemy has come to units.
Okay, maybe enemies has lurkers. Or what is it? No, it's maybe not lurkers.
Upgrade complete.
I will get some immortals. They will be great against
Departures inbound. Time
those
to step up
enemies.
your
We'll
game.
need few more anti-air units.
Upgrade complete.
Okay,
Shielding our warriors now.
getting shield overcharge.
Gratitude is yours.
Closer, so that everything can attack. Getting more rivers. because they just do not die. They are
Looks
behind
like we're
the rest
making
of the
good
army.
progress. We've knocked over roughly half their
We'll
shipments.
need to use this wing here. And attack. Soon I will lose the overcharge. So that's why I want to attack as soon as possible. And this. And you always want to keep your minerals down and your army up. That's how you win the games.
As expected.
Because the more you have over your enemy, the harder you win. The harder you win, the easier it is to your rest of the army. So it's very important to always spend everything on the correct things. It's also important.
The enemy is coming for us. Templar,
Thinking about
ready
getting
your
some
blades.
phoenixes, but I don't really feel that they are. Oh, they are. They are lurkers, so I will go for phoenixes. I will go for phoenixes. But we get two of those. That should be enough.
Solar bombardment online. Upgrade complete.
Okay, I will get a lot of zealots because I will get phoenixes soon. They are more
Heads up.
gas heavy.
Another train's in transit.
Thinking about going air +1, but I will probably not get that much phoenixes, so that it would matter. Actually, no, let's get once the +1. Shouldn't hurt too much.
Shield overcharge online.
Okay. Now I have the stargates, but I don't have the supply ready. Let's do this. Only this, and I will do shield overcharge for later.
Main objective destroyed. No enemy can escape our combined
Okay,
might.
getting some phoenixes so that I can pick up units.
Skies await.
I want to add more phoenixes as the lurker number also grows. I don't want to attack with it like with my army. I want to pick up the units and make them unable to do anything. Phoenixes are key unit in a lot of compositions. Okay. Still more attack waves remaining.
So the enemy seeks to attack our base, they will regret it. Teleport successful. The enemy closes. Upgrade complete. Engaging foe.
I lost quite a lot. That's fine because now I can add in more phoenixes.
Upgrade complete.
So this and this.
Teleport successful. Teleport successful. Upgrade complete. Time. Activating shields. I am your dead.
Okay, lurkers are up. They would deal a lot of damage to me, and now they are not. So that's why I want phoenixes. They are able to deal with those units very effectively.
Client's willing to pay extra if you take out the trains on the bottom track. You take them out, Amon's mad, and I'm happy. Win-win.
A main objective has been destroyed. Well done. We have prevented this one's
Well,
flight.
that's not ideal.
Research complete.
Can I kill them? Almost.
I am time battle.
Nice.
On hook. My base is under attack.
It's also not ideal.
return to serve. Detecting enemy forces. Templar, prepare to intercept. Time for battle. A main objective has been destroyed. None can withstand the might of the purifiers.
It's a lot of units. Targeting the spellcasters. And taking some heavy losses. Because I'm out of position.
They can't have much cargo left. Keep it up.
Teleport successful. Engaging foe. The scout. I am eager. Zero. Time for battle. Anan Porka. Anan Porka. The Siravek. Cryo. Shield overcharge.
You can also add in Sun Tempest if you feel like you want single target, but in my case, I feel like Reavers are better. Because they have more damage and it's also AoE damage. Okay. So it like this and I will back away. I will let it do its damage and then turn and deal more damage. And when you use two top bars, it's very hard to lose. Because you deal a lot of damage to the enemies and your units just don't take any damage.
Main objective destroyed.
So yeah, this is the playstyle of Artanis. I'm glad I was able to show
And that's a done deal.
the most
Been a
core
pleasure working with
composition. Now it's not full dragoons. It is dragoons, reavers, zealots. It's everything. Like if I built only dragoons, I would not be able to stop this. Yeah, you need to think about this. You need to play smart. Yeah, you can see dragoons did a lot of job, and Phoenix didn't kill it much, but they were also my like last unit. But yeah. So this is how to play Artanis. At least P0. If you are with Ally, you can do whatever you want. You can play like P1, which isn't the best. But yeah, this is the core army composition. You want to use top bars to save your army and use your units correctly. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching and see you next time.